Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Niger once again, and welcome back to System Shock Radio. 115 episodes. Wow, that's crazy to think about. So, because it's episode 115, in every 5 episodes I'll do a special type of episode, let's talk about SpongeBob. So, SpongeBob, like probably a lot of people, and in my age, and honestly probably just a lot of people in general, is one of my favorite cartoons, and it always was growing up. And going back to watching like the old school SpongeBob, the new ones, I'm admittedly not quite as familiar with, but the old school SpongeBob was best as combining sometimes actual life lessons and with really funny humor, or some of it random, some of it even more hilarious in hindsight. Some of it relatable to our lives now. Back then we didn't quite get it, now we do. And here I have 10 of just my favorite episodes. It was difficult narrowing it down to 10, and I don't even know if I would consider these like my favorites of all time. But these are 10 I can think of right off the bat. So, oh, um, let's go over these 10 episodes and why they're so special, and really analyze just the profound impact SpongeBob has had on my life and the lives of so many. SpongeBob almost no, it's over 20 years old. Well, it's crazy to think about, but yeah. So, without further ado, here are 10 of my favorite SpongeBob episodes. It was in no particular order, starting with the first one, Band Geeks. Probably arguably like the best SpongeBob episode of all time. I'm also gonna give like kind of a mini plot summary, some of the cliff notes for each episode. So Band Geeks is the one where Squidward decides he's gonna start a band to compete with Williams' band, and the band doesn't go that well at first, but then and as Squidward gives up, that's when the band gets their act together and they're able to play the Super Bowl essentially, or I believe it's called the Bubble Bowl here, and they play that iconic "Sweet Victory" song, the one that we wanted at the Super Bowl, but we didn't get after Stephen Hillenburg's passing. But probably one of like the best slash funniest episodes. It was just hilarious, just like a fun time watching in the episode. Number 2 is Sleepy Time. So this is the one where SpongeBob is able to go in the dreams of other characters, other characters on the show. So he goes through Gary's dream where he's in like a library. Patrick, he's just on like a pony ride. Mr. Krabs is on a boat catching like dollars and stuff. It's just hilarious. It's throughout, just like a gag after gag, kind of seeing like what each character is like, and each one fit it's due to their dream. And like each one makes sense. Then there's the one where he's in Squidward's dream, and he like shapes into the clarinet, and it sounds horrible at first, but then like the person Squidward is performing for is like the king is like, "Why'd you stop playing that beautiful music?" And the crowd like super into it. Like it just it's hilarious stuff throughout. Just gag after gag, and it ends with all the characters confronting SpongeBob for being in their dreams. For all they know, SpongeBob doesn't know either, but I guess they kind of figure he was in each of their like dreams. So just a really funny episode. Then number 3 is Wormy. Admittedly, this episode kind of used to creep me out as a kid, and I think you could probably guess why. But Wormy, looking back, is kind of like a funny episode, and a bit more relatable than I think we gave it credit for. So when Sandy goes away, SpongeBob is babysitting her pet Wormy. He thinks it's a worm, but it's actually a caterpillar, and then morphs into a butterfly. And SpongeBob and Patrick think that the butterfly is a monster and it ate Wormy. They pretty much get the city to go on like high alert that there's a monster going around chasing them. It's actually pretty funny, and they do try to creep you out by showing the close-ups. Which, fun fact, those close-ups are actually not of a butterfly, but they are of a housefly. or I think a horsefly. Yeah. So they show like the horsefly, and then it's just hilarious to see like the city like going crazy, over Wormy, like the city's destroying everything, and Sandy's hailed like a hero, for catching Wormy, aka the butterfly, in the jar. It's just funny stuff. Then next up is squirrel jokes. Number 4 is squirrel jokes, and I mentioned that it actually talks about like some moral lessons for kids and stuff. And this one is essentially about bullying. So, they're having like a comedy club thing at the Krusty Krab. And so SpongeBob at first his act bombs, but then and he finds his audience by making fun of squirrels, aka his friend Sandy. Sandy tells him to stop, that it's not funny and everything, especially because Sandy is like getting scrutinized by the public and everything, and they're saying because SpongeBob is telling jokes about squirrels that they're like, dumb, stupid stuff like that. And then SpongeBob continues the jokes because they're such a hit with the audience. So Sandy gets him back by at first. I should say, getting him back by pretending to be dumb, like leaning into being dumb and everything. At first, depriving him of water, which he needs because they're in the tree dome, and SpongeBob needs water to survive because air is not good, as SpongeBob has pointed out. Air is not good. And then Sandy pumps full of water, and he like expands way too big to the point where he takes up most of the tree dome. And then from there, he tweaks his act. No more making fun of squirrels. He makes fun instead of like fish and sea sponges and just its other stuff. And then it concludes with starfish. So the implication being that that it's gonna start all over again. This time with Patrick in the role of like Sandy. Teaching kids about like bullying and how bullying is like wrong and stuff like that. And I think the episode does a good job of that, but also maintaining its humor. Number 5 is the smoking peanuts. This one's a fun one, and this is the origin of like the horny police meme with like the police officers and like the glasses and stuff. SpongeBob and Patrick are visiting a giant clam, and they throw peanuts at it, and then the clam goes crazy. So they're trying to figure out like who done it, like who could have upset the clam. Nobody suspects SpongeBob and Patrick. What Patrick doing his own investigating, he almost closed in on SpongeBob, but then he accidentally he implicates himself, saying the culprit he was looking for was himself the whole time. So he's like chained up and stuff, and eventually the public, I should say, SpongeBob confesses that he's the one who threw the peanut at the clam, but then it's revealed that's not why the clam's upset. The clam's upset because its pearl was taken by Mr. Krabs, who's going around stealing stuff because it's quote unquote free day. Essentially just resolves itself at the end, and with Mr. Krabs being the true culprit. So kind of like a whodunit mystery kind of thing, but also very funny. Then next up is Frankendoodle. Me ahoy, mignoy. Oh, I love this episode. So Frankendoodle comes about when a giant pencil comes from the sky. Actually, it's a pencil that a guy on a boat was using to draw, and then it fell into the ocean. And then it falls, and it's like giant, meaning how small are SpongeBob and Patrick? And I think there's like an actual. In fact, I could probably look it up. But yeah, so they find a giant pencil and they use it to draw stuff. They draw like a mustache, draw like a jellyfish, but then they draw Frankendoodle, which is like a drawing of SpongeBob, and then it's like a drawing of SpongeBob, and it's evil. And it like goes around causing havoc and destruction. So they essentially have to try and stop it. So eventually they get him erased. At first they erase him down to his hand, but then the hand draws him back. But then they accidentally trap him in the book. And the pencil, which is broken at one point, is taped up. It's sent back up. The guy gets his pencil back. He's happy about it, and then the pencil breaks, and that's how the episode ends. And it's like definitely just like that is is that it is an important lesson. Always bring a pencil and always bring a pencil sharpener. And also I looked it up. So SpongeBob is 4 inches tall, Patrick is 6 inches, and Mr. Krabs is 7 inches tall. So, oh yeah, so pretty short. Which makes sense why the pencil would look so big next to them. But number 7 is the Fry Cook Games. Man, I love this episode. So, the Fry Cook Games, pretty much like a competition, pretty much a parody of like the Olympics. It's with SpongeBob and Patrick competing in various sports. SpongeBob representing the Krusty Krab, Patrick actually representing the Chum Bucket. So they compete, and then it ends with them wrestling each other, where they're all like jacked and stuff. It ends with them wrestling each other, but then and their pants fall down, and it's revealed that they're wearing each other's colors. Or so they make up, and both Mr. Krabs and Plankton are upset about that. And Patrick, with a gross line at the end saying, and the underwear he had, which was yellow, was white when he bought them. I'm not gonna explain what that means. I'll let you figure it out. But yes, that's a pretty funny. That is like a really hilarious episode. Just it's all kinds of funny gags and stuff in that one as well. And episode 8 is Sailor Mouth. The one where they're going around cussing, and so SpongeBob reads a word off a trash can, which is a swear word, and all the swear words are supposed to be like swear words like up here. Or so Patrick tells SpongeBob that's a sentence enhancer, or so they go around using that word. And Mr. Krabs finds out and is pretty upset about it, tells him not to use it. They end up using it again, so they get in trouble with Mr. Krabs. And then Krabs stubs his toe. Host spouts a lot of these sentence enhancers, and they go tell his mom, Mama Krabs. So Mama Krabs tries to put all 3 of them to work, and and yeah, so they're teaching kids like not to curse and everything, which a lot of them didn't really pick up on. But what's interesting about that is Tom Kenny was asked like what they use for placeholders, because when they curse in the show, it's mostly a sound effect, either like a horn or like a dolphin one, which the dolphin one is the one with the particular word that's what Patrick were using, but just all kinds of random sound effects. And then Tom Kenny reveals that they just were straight up cursing, and then they just put the placeholders in. So there's somewhere raw footage of them just like going full gutter mouth. I thought this was a TV show, not a gutter mouth convention, but yeah. So he said that footage is probably never going to be seen. And so we'll see if they actually do release the footage. Maybe if and when SpongeBob eventually does come to an end, perhaps. But then number 9 is the Krusty Krab training video. Oh, this one's hilarious. It's pretty much like pretty much going through like an average day at the Krusty Krab, including an invasion from Plankton and hot cooked Krabby Patty, which they leave at the end, and just all kinds of stuff throughout the store, kind of like brief history and everything. Pretty much like a parody, like the training videos for places like McDonald's or Wendy's or like any other workplace. It's got the narrator. It's got interactions with Squidward and Patrick. And Patrick even reacts to the voice in the ceiling, as he calls it, the narrator. So it's like gag after gag. It's just funny stuff throughout. And then number 10 is procrastination. And the moral of this episode is not to procrastinate, which is something I didn't really pick up on. Like, I picked up on it, but at the same time, I do still procrastinate quite a bit. And, yeah. But, anyway, so, SpongeBob has to write a 500-word essay about what, or I think it was 800 words, or it's an 800-word essay on what not to do at a stoplight. Right, so, he has to write that. Which, fun fact, as a joke with my friend, I actually wrote an 800 word essay on what not to do at a stoplight. And if you guys want, I can read that out for you guys. Yes, I still have it here. And it's about let me see, it's about, show me the word count. 858 words. So I wrote 858 words about what not to do at a stoplight, and I actually made it like full essay format. Like it's 12-point fonts, Times New Romans, double space. I actually kind of took it seriously. It was actually pretty funny. So if you guys want, I can read that for you at some point. But pretty much the lesson being, don't procrastinate, even though I still procrastinate, but it's all kinds of like exaggerating what happens when SpongeBob procrastinates, such as like him calling Patrick and Patrick like, "Hey SpongeBob, you know you're just doing this so you don't have to write your essay," and then SpongeBob doing all kinds of stuff to avoid writing the essay, including his house actually being set on fire, and the house like, "Why SpongeBob? Why did you procrastinate? Why didn't you just write your essay? Stop wasting time!" And then it turns out it's all a dream. So SpongeBob writes his essay, he finishes it, and then Mrs. Puff, because this is for boating school, Mrs. Puff says they're just gonna take a field trip to a stoplight. Which, how do you take a field trip to a stoplight? And which stoplight in particular? Because there's a lot of stoplights. If Bikini Bottom is supposed to be like our world and civilization up here, or what stoplight are you gonna take them to? You don't need a whole field trip for that. But she also doesn't accept the essay. Hey, she said she just canceled it and everything, but which is kind of messed up because SpongeBob went through all the trouble. So SpongeBob rips the essay and then rips in half himself. But yes, those are just some of my favorite SpongeBob episodes. There are a lot of SpongeBob episodes that I love, but those are just a few. But with that being said, that's going to do it for this episode of System Shock Radio. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed the little nostalgia trip with the SpongeBob episodes. Excuse me, but nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments below what's your favorite SpongeBob episode. But thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.